Buddy, just wanted to give you a brief rundown of how you can get a remapped excitation table from an SR flip-flop. Take the input state, the inputs, and the present state. Write out what the next state should be. Characterize the inputs as being either in the hold state, the reset state, the set state, or the unstable state. Unstable state because if you put in inputs for set and reset at the same time, things go into a race condition, so we just don't care what the outputs will be. For the hold state, well, if the present state is a 0, the next state will be a 0. If the present state's a 1, the next state will be a 1. We hold the state. In reset, we set everything to 0. In set, we set everything to 1. The remapped excitation table is obtained by writing out present states and next states in all combinations. Then we have to write out what the inputs should be in order to achieve those state transitions. In other words, if what you want is to go from 0 to 1, look down your list, find 0 to 1, and what it does is it says the input must be 1, 0. That is to say, you must set and not reset. Similarly, if you want to go from 1 to 0, then 0, 1 must be used on input. That is to say, you must reset, but not set. If what you're looking for is something like going from 0 to 0, you can do it in one of two ways. You can do 0, 0, or you can do 0, 1. That gives you the opportunity to leave the reset alone. It can be a 0 or a 1 because you're already in state 0, as indicated here. Just don't assert the set state. Similarly, if you want to go from state 1 to state 1, you have options. You can do 0, 0, or you can do 1, 0, which means you have a don't care and a 0. Why is that? Because you're already in a set state, so all you have to do is be sure not to reset. This then is the remapped excitation table for the SR flip-flop. We can now do the same thing for the JK flip-flop. And that's just like the SR flip-flop, a hold state, a reset state, a set state, and then, instead of unstable, you go into a toggle state. Toggle state's just like a toggle flip-flop. That is to say, if both J and K are asserted as 1, Q goes from 0 to 1, or from 1 to 0 in the next clock phase. For set, it's just like a set and reset flip-flop. For reset, it's just like a set reset flip-flop. And for hold, you just copy over the present state to the next state. Now, just like the remapped excitation table for the SR flip-flop, we write the present state and the next state in all possible combinations. And if you want to go from 0 to 0, then it looks like it's 0, don't care. If you want to go from 0 to 1, it looks like it's 1, don't care. If you want to go from 1 to 0, it's 0, 1, or 1, 1, which means it's don't care 1. And if you want to go from 1 to 1, it's 0, 0, or 1, 0, which means it's don't care 0. This then is the remapped excitation table for the JK flip-flop. Next to it, I think it makes sense to write out the SR flip-flop. And see that the remapped excitation table for the JK flip-flop has a lot more don't cares than the SR flip-flop because of the constraint on asserting both set and reset at the same time. We can complete our table with a D flip-flop and a T flip-flop, as these are trivial. The D flip-flop, the input just gets echoed in the next state to the output, so if what you want is a 0, that's what you use on your input. If you want a 1, that's what you use on your input. With the toggle flip-flop, things are just a little bit different. If you want a transition, like they have here and here, you put the input in and it will flip the state. If you want to maintain your state, you just put in a 0. And this then is the remapped excitation table for all the major flip-flops, JK, SR, D, and T. Thank you.